Chicago Comic and Entertainment Expo, or short form C2E2, a convention that has happened in Chicago every year since 2010, and this year in 2024, Funko will have exclusive items at this convention for the very first time. I'm DK Wrestler.
And I'm MD Shady.
And in today's video, we're going to be making our Funko Pop and soda figure predictions for C2E2 2024.
So, let's check it out.
So how we're going to be doing our predictions is how we normally do for conventions that aren't your typical, let's say, NYCC or SDCC, where we're going to be making a total of 6 predictions each, whether they are all Funko Pops, all Funko Sodas, or a mix of both of them. And let us know down below at the end of the video whose predictions you like better by doing hashtag PickDK or hashtag PickMD. Alright, so I'm going to be beginning my predictions, which I might as well kick off with my Funko Soda prediction as the first one because I actually only have one, and it's of Michael Jordan from the NBA. I thought this definitely made sense considering that Michael Jordan has never had a Funko Soda before. We actually haven't really had any sports Funko Sodas for the most part besides the WWE sodas, and especially because Michael Jordan played for the Chicago Bulls, which of course the convention is in Chicago. I thought it definitely made sense that this would be a perfect time to release a soda like this. And as terms to the common and the chase, I think it's just self-explanatory. You get one being the home jersey and one being the away jersey. My second prediction is a pop of Bobby Newport from Parks and Recreation. I thought this definitely made sense considering that this year does mark, I believe, the 15-year anniversary of when Parks and Recreation aired its first episode. And with the amount of Parks and Rec pops we've gotten as of late, I think it would make sense for Parks and Rec to kind of get that office treatment for the next little while, where they will have convention exclusives for basically every con. And of course, Bobby Newport, who is played by Paul Rudd, so you can't really go wrong with Paul Rudd, and especially Bobby Newport never having a Funko Pop yet, so I think make it a convention exclusive, kind of like what they did with Jeremy Jam at San Diego Comic-Con 2022. I think that'd be really cool, and I think a lot of people would enjoy this Funko Pop as terms to an exclusive one, especially for C2E2. My third prediction overall is for the video game Fortnite, and it's of Man Cake. Now this is a prediction that I originally wanted to make for the WonderCon video I did last month, but I thought, you know what, I'm gonna save it for C2E2. But nonetheless, I thought it'd be really cool to see Fortnite get convention exclusive pops again, since we are kind of seeing the resurgence of Fortnite as terms to Funko Pops. We did get the wave of pops involving Gumbo and the Foundation, and I believe Toon Meowscles and Shadow Midas is the 4-pop wave. So I think it'd be really cool to bring back convention exclusives since not a lot of them have to be made, and that you can pick those really cool skins to be convention exclusives, especially a skin like Man Cake, which is basically like a pancake human, I guess you can say. And for this pop, I actually would make it a scented pop. I think that'd be absolutely awesome, especially because with the Foodies lineup, they did do the Eggo with the syrup as a scented pop. So basically you would use the same, I guess, mapley kind of scent as terms to syrup as the scent for this Man Cake pop. So I think adding a new specification, especially one that will probably never get again like scented, would be really cool for a skin like Man Cake. The next prediction I have here is a Marvel pop, and it's a Deadpool pop. I know some people may not be a fan of Deadpool, but I think that Deadpool definitely makes sense to get some convention exclusive pops this year, especially with the release of Deadpool 3 happening in July. And there's going to be so much hype involved with that, and especially there is that new wave of Deadpool pops that got announced with like the Rocker Deadpool. So they are pumping up Deadpool pops already, so I feel like it is bound to happen that we're going to be getting some Deadpool exclusive pops, especially at conventions. And the Deadpool I'm thinking of, I didn't really think of this one thoroughly through, but I'm just going to randomly say like pizza delivery Deadpool for the sake of Chicago style pizza. My next prediction I have here is for the WWE lineup, and before you comment in the comment section below, no, I did not predict CM Punk, although it would make sense because he is from Chicago. I just feel like with the timing of his return and Funko trying to come up with a new pop for CM Punk, it just wouldn't happen this quick. I don't think there's going to be a CM Punk pop until probably late 2024, early 2025 most likely. But the pop I did choose here for C2E2 an in-ring moments of Bret Hart versus Stone Cold Steve Austin from WrestleMania 13. They would make this by having Stone Cold basically have a bloody face. And I think this would be absolutely wicked for the fact that, of course, that match was a monumental moment because of the double turn where Bret goes from face to heel and Stone Cold goes from heel to face. And it was one of those moments that actually did happen in Chicago, Illinois, where this convention is happening. So I am tying it once again with Chicago in this case, and especially I think it'd be cool to have a WWE pop at this convention, since we can all collectively agree as wrestling fans that Chicago is probably the rowdiest and best crowd as terms to a wrestling crowd in the world. So having a WWE exclusive at a convention that's happening in Chicago, which is very known for wrestling, definitely makes sense in my opinion. So the last pop I have here, and the last prediction overall, is the one that I am the most confident on: Pilot Freddy Funko. Now you might be wondering why I just randomly came up with the Freddy Funko, and that is because with the promotional poster that Funko did announcing that they will be at C2E2, there actually is a little art form of Freddy Funko dressed up as an airline pilot. And I'm basing this off of the fact that last year at WonderCon, with the promotional video or poster for that they had the clown Freddy Funko, which actually ended up turning into a Funko Pop that I believe was limited to 1,500 pieces. So I feel like that's the route that it's going with this, is that they are doing Pilot Freddy Funko as a pop for this convention of C2E2, and I wouldn't be surprised if this pop alone was also a limited piece count.
Alright, so now moving on to my list of my 6 predictions, and I'm going to start off with a WWE pop. That pop actually is CM Punk. I know it does seem like a short amount of time for Funko to come up with a pop and have it produced for CM Punk, but I think they could probably get it done. Hell's frozen over once. I think it can happen again. I think it'd be really awesome to see a brand new CM Punk pop. Of course, we have seen him in the line before, but the molds back then weren't as great. It was kind of that arms to the side pose that we all don't really love, that Funko was so known for back in the day. So with the upcoming anniversary of SpongeBob SquarePants, I knew I had to put a SpongeBob pop on this list, and I was kind of going through some characters and I thought of some pretty cool ideas for some pops, but I knew I could only go with one prediction for SpongeBob. I went with a glow-in-the-dark version of the Flying Dutchman. I think it is a want for so many people, especially SpongeBob fans. This pop could look awesome. I do think they'd probably end up making it a 6-inch pop, which is a little bit unfortunate, but if they do the normal 4-inch size pop, I think that would be great. And of course, it has to be glow-in-the-dark. With the anniversary of SpongeBob, it kind of just makes sense that we will see some exclusive pops this year. The next item that I have on my list is actually my one and only Funko Soda prediction. Futurama recently just got a new season after so many years, so why not give us a Futurama Funko Soda? I had to go with Bender. I think that just makes the most amount of sense, but the Bender, the common at least, would kind of just be normal Bender. I think he could have either a cigar in his hand or he could have, of course, a beer in his hand, but they could also be swapped as Chase versions. Ultimately, I went with the Chase that I think makes the most amount of sense, and that is just the Gold Bender. I think that makes the most amount of sense. It's just an easy color swap, and Gold Bender is really cool. The next pop that I put on my list is from the Yu-Gi-Oh lineup. That is the Pot of Greed. I think that could look so awesome. It could be so detailed, and realistically, I think it would translate into Funko Pop form very, very well. It's kind of already set up to just be stylized that way. The eyes kind of work out with the way that Pop eyes are, and you can have some really awesome lips on that pop, which is awesome to see because Funko Pops don't normally have mouths, but when it is like a character slash monster like this, I think it makes sense to add the lips and basically everything. It would kind of look just like what the character looks like. I think that would be awesome. I do think we probably will see some form of Yu-Gi-Oh pop, and I really do hope it's the Pot of Greed. Then the next pop that I have on my list, Kanye West. I think that this would be perfect. Kanye West has never gotten a Funko Pop, which is crazy because he's such a mega star, and of course he did grow up in Chicago, so it makes sense that this could be an exclusive to a con in Chicago. And now to the final pop on my list. I wanted to keep it with the Chicago theme for this predictions list, so I did some Googling and I was trying to figure out TV shows that are based in Chicago or were even filmed in Chicago and see if we could find something that we haven't gotten yet. Can't believe I didn't think of, because it's absolutely based out of Chicago, and that is of the Bear. Ultimately, I went with Carmy as the Funko Pop. I would love to see some full waves of the Bear Funko Pops, but if they were only going to do 1 or 2 pops, Carmy's got to be the guy you do. I mean, he is the main character played by Jeremy Allen White. I think that this would be really cool. There's definitely some different versions you could do of him, but if they did do Maddie Matheson's character, I think that that would be hella awesome as well.
Anyways, guys, that's gonna be the end of today's video. If you enjoyed today's video on our predictions for C2E2 2024, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Of course, let us know, did you like my predictions or MD's predictions better? And we hope to see you guys in the next video. 1, 2, 3, I'm out of here.
Peace in, peace out.